Hey, is it painful for you to run or even walk because the bottom of your heel hurts? Well, it's possible it might be plantar fasciitis. Super frustrating, I know, but hey, don't worry, I want to share with you 4 exercises for plantar fasciitis to help you fix your heel pain so you can get back to being active. Hey, what's going on? Keith Nunez here, Doctor of Physical Therapy. So, plantar fasciitis, one of the most common foot injuries that anyone could get. So, what exactly is plantar fasciitis? So, essentially, you have this sheet of connective tissue on the bottom of your foot called the plantar fascia, and it's kind of like a spring that stretches out every time you take a step, and this helps with shock absorption. But just like with any tendon or muscle, if you put it through too much stress, more than it can handle, then you'll make it aggravated, it'll get angry, it starts hurting. Oftentimes this happens when you increase the amount of activity you do on your feet. Sometimes it's with running or walking or maybe even jumping. So if that plantar fascia is inflamed and painful, we actually have to let it calm down first. So that might mean cutting down a bit on the amount you run or walk to kind of a pain-free level, just temporarily. But just taking it easy won't get you back to being active. So as promised, here are the 4 exercises for plantar fasciitis to fix your heel pain. So the first exercise is to massage your plantar fascia. I know this is a pretty common tip, but you can use something like a massage ball or a lacrosse ball to massage your foot. And all you're going to do is put your foot on top of the ball and just roll that ball around on that plantar fascia. All this does is it just massages that plantar fascia to loosen it up so that it's not so stiff. If you do this first thing in the morning, it'll help with that first step you take when you get out of bed. Overnight, our plantar fascia tends to really stiffen up if it's inflamed, and then it becomes painful when you take that first step. So do this every morning for about a minute or 2. The next exercise is to stretch your plantar fascia. So this is like the last exercise where we massage your plantar fascia. It's meant to just relieve pain and kind of stretch out that plantar fascia. So for this exercise, you want to take your foot, bend it up towards your shin, then bend your toes up towards your shin as well. And you should feel a stretch on the arch of your foot. Hold this for 30 seconds and do this multiple times throughout the day, especially in the morning before you get out of bed. So the massaging and the stretching are just quick ways to bring some pain relief to your foot. The next 2 exercises are meant to start addressing the underlying causes behind plantar fasciitis. So the next exercise is going to be to stretch your calf. Now, why is stretching your calf so important? Well, if your calf is tight, your ankle won't bend well. But you need your ankle to bend in this direction called dorsiflexion every time you take a step, when you walk or run. Otherwise, you'll compensate by flattening your feet instead of your shin moving forward. And what this does is it puts too much stress on the plantar fascia by stretching it out constantly every time you take those steps. And if you're walking or running, you're taking thousands of steps. Alright, so to stretch your calf and improve your ankle mobility, we have to do this in a very specific way. So lots of different ways to stretch your calf. We're going to do the runner's calf stretch. So to do this, you're going to stand in front of a wall, place your feet in a staggered stance with the painful foot in the back and the normal foot in front. Then make sure you point that back foot directly forward. Don't let it turn out to the side. And then here's where it's a little different from your usual stretch. You're going to take a small rolled up towel and place it under your arch. So this will prevent your arch from flattening out as you try to stretch your calf, so that you can really isolate the stretch in the calf rather than getting all those tiny joints and ligaments that are in your feet. Then keep your heel down and your knee straight as you shift your hips forward. You should feel the stretch on the back of your calf. Hold this for 30 seconds and do it 3 times every day. Alright, I got one more exercise to show you, but if you're finding this video helpful, give it a like and let me know down in the comments. So the last exercise is to strengthen your ankles. So here's why strengthening your ankle is so important. Your ankle muscles help control the raising and flattening of your arch. Every time you take a step, your foot goes from this arch raised position to a flattened position. and your ankle muscles help to control that descent into that flattening position. So essentially they're like brakes or maybe shock absorbers for your foot as well, kind of like the plantar fascia. But if your ankle muscles are weak and they're not doing their job well, then that leaves the plantar fascia to do all the work, and if it gets overloaded, plantar fasciitis. So to strengthen some of those ankle muscles, you can do this exercise, heel raises while squeezing a ball between your heels. So to do this exercise, take a ball, it could be the same one we used earlier or maybe something softer like a tennis ball. Place it between your heels. Make sure your feet are pointed directly forward. Then you're going to squeeze that ball between your heels and then raise up onto your toes and then slowly back down. Now when you squeeze the ball with your heels, you want to make sure that your heels are tilting inward to squeeze that ball. That'll make sure that one of those ankle muscles is really getting worked. And you want to do as many reps as it takes to kind of get those ankle muscles tired, but not in pain. So if you can keep working on improving the ankle and foot flexibility and strength, you're going to be able to fix your heel pain and get back to being active. Now I only showed you one ankle strengthening exercise, but if you want to learn some more ankle strengthening exercises, check out this video over here on how to fix flat feet. I hope this helps getting you back to being active, and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Over here on how to flick blah 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 blah.